Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Very pleased to be here with you today. I'd like to thank the organizers for the fantastic event. I was talking to our Director of Exploration yesterday. He was telling me that about 10 years ago was one of the first participations of our company in this gathering. And this event was counted on the hundreds. And now we see the participation of thousands of people here in an international gathering, which is for sure for our industry what we can call a world-class asset. And we are very pleased to be part of this history of Indaba, the development of Indaba, and also the development of Africa. And this is a little bit what I'd like to bring to your attention in this very, very short presentation. So, first of all, who'll be changing the slides? Myself? Yeah. Okay, thank you. So, first of all, we completed 70 years last year. Vale started its operations in the state of Minas Gerais in Brazil. Today, we are present in almost 40 countries in the world, in all the continents, and we employ around 140,000 people. Our mission today is very comprising of the notion of sustainability, how we work with our people, with our employees, with our communities, how we develop our activities respectful of the environment. I think specifically in this region, we are present in 7 countries, and we have for the next couple of years a pipeline of around $7 billion for Africa. Our focus here in the continent and in the world is really to develop world-class assets, long-life assets, in a low-cost approach, discipline in our capital allocation, discipline in development of our projects. Specifically on the dimension of sustainability, 2012 alone, our investment was of $1.6 billion. This is an idea of our current portfolio based on revenue share. If you see the circle on your right, we have a strong source from iron ore and pellets. But today we can affirm that we are a diversified mining company. We are already the second largest producer of nickel in the world. We are an important player in the copper industry, and also are expanding our production for coal and fertilizers worldwide. Here I brought to you some of the highlights of our projects in the world. I'm going to go through this list here and then give more emphasis throughout the presentation about our main objectives for the region. Carajás, as you know, our system on the north of Brazil, an iron ore world-class asset, is now being expanded, is the so-called S11D project that will increase or practically double the production of Carajás. Carajás has currently over 100 million tons of production, and this expansion will almost bring this to additional 100 million tons, around 905 million tons of iron ore. This is an investment of around $20 billion that will be happening in the coming years. For base metals, I'd like to highlight the expansion of Salobo 2, copper project in Brazil. Lubambe, we'll speak specifically about this a bit later. PT Vale, former PT Inco in Indonesia, also continuing our works there. In Moatize, we'll talk specifically our coal project in Mozambique. In fertilizers, Carnalitas project, the potash project in Brazil, the phosphate project in Biover, also in very good development. Of course, we know well that integrated projects of mining go hand in hand with our investments in logistics, railroad and ports. And for the S11D Carajás expansion, this will mean also practically the duplication of the Carajás railroad, which is also comprised in the figure of investment I've shared with you, and the so-called Nacala corridor that will allow us for the expansion of Moatize 2 for exports via the Nacala corridor from Moatize to Nacala port. So again, our focus here in Africa is the expansion of the Moatize coal mine and specifically the consolidation, the construction consolidation of the Nacala corridor from Mozambique across Malawi to the Nacala port, the Lubamba copper mine, and undoubtedly mineral exploration. Specifically about mineral exploration, I would like to bring to your attention what is our key focus. Again, our target is world-class, long-life, low-cost assets. We are undergoing currently a multi-commodity approach throughout the world, present in 15 countries. And on this map, you are able to see our key areas of focus. Be it in North America, in Brazil, the Andean copper belt, in Africa, a strong focus on copper and the copper belt, but also coal. In Australia, of course, in the Circum-Pacific belt for copper. Specifically on Africa, this is our footprint in on this continent in terms of exploration. See the present in copper belt. I'll go in more detail in the coming slides. This map brings well our presence on the copper belt. In Guinea first. I'll go to copper belt following this slide. We've been in Guinea since 2006 with exploration of bauxite and iron ore. We've formed a joint venture around 2009, 2010 for the Simandu project, blocks 1 and 2, as well as the Zogota deposit. We finished now a first phase of Zogota, and we are now awaiting for some final parameters of definition of the project that come along with the definitions that the government is doing for all the portfolio of projects that exist in the country, so that we can proceed. Let me go back. I think I see one slide missing here. Sorry about that. There is one slide missing here in the presentation, but it was basically one slide about our presence in the copper belt. So I'll use this map here, but just share with you that on the copper belt we have in Angola the Mochico project that builds on the copper belt. So looking at exploring the presence of copper in that region with a local partner. In the Congo, we also via JV with ARM and Gécamine, we are also looking at copper assets. And finally, in Zambia, also where we are focusing a lot of our efforts, we are also looking at copper assets as well as the consolidation of our Lubambe mine. the Moatize coal mine is today our main presence in Africa. We've been in operation since 2011, but we've been in Moatize since 2004, 2006, in Mozambique since 2004, 2006. Today we are already producing coal from Moatize, exporting via the Sena line to the Beira port. We are ramping up to its full capacity of around 4.5 million tons a year via the Sena line. But the mine itself, in its first phase, allows it to go up to 11 million tons. And now with the duplication of Moatize, the expansion of Moatize, we're going to further capacity, doubling its capacity of production, which we expect to reach 22 million tons of coal a year. This expansion will have a total capex for the mine of around $2 billion. But of course, this also encompasses the expansion of the railroad structure. This is what I'm talking about here is what we were mentioning before, the Nacala transport corridor, and this is a massive investment we are doing. Total CapEx estimated in $4.4 billion, and you can see on your map the railroads crossing from the province of Tete in Mozambique to the Nacala port on the east. And this is a corridor that, beyond our activities, and the corridor itself allows access to third parties, but we see this as being one of the major catalysts of development for this region, not only for Mozambique and for Malawi, but also for the neighboring countries. And this is a corridor that has been aspired by many of those who look at development in Africa, and we are really very enthusiastic that our investment beyond mining will also unleash a broader development for the region, for the benefit of the populations around this area. Specifically on the Lubambe copper mine, this was so-called Konkola North project, now called Lubambe. This is a joint venture with ARM in Zambia. We are already producing since October 2012, and we want to reach the nominal capacity of 45,000 tons a year copper concentrate. This is a world-class asset. This is a project with or an operation with a lot of potential for expansion. We're very enthusiastic about how this operation is moving forward due to the quality of the product we are finding and the excellence in the operation that we are already experiencing. In Zambia, we have our exploration office for Africa, and we are, as I mentioned earlier, we're focusing a lot of our copper belt exploration in this country. I think to wrap up, I just wanted to bring one concrete example of how we are working in these countries. I mentioned you the figure of our social investments in 2012, which reached 1.6 billion. But beyond that, specifically how we work as a business in the community we want to be part of and we esteem to belong to. The idea of really linking the supply chain with local suppliers, I think this is a concept that all of you, ladies and gentlemen, understand well for excellence in our industry. But I brought some figures to illustrate what this means in Mozambique. Specifically for suppliers, we spent 1.6 billion in contracts with around 800 Mozambican companies. So in the graphs on your left, you can see the figures spent with companies of different provinces, different areas in Mozambique. And this is numbers of the figures spent with these companies. And then on your right, you can see the number of companies, of national local companies that were involved. The same for Malawi. Now we are intensifying our work in Malawi, now that the Nacala corridor is being refurbished and built. And we already see the investment spent with local contracts in Malawi, and the involvement of a variety of companies. Of course, it's a wide area of sectors that are involved in this supply chain, and we are also very thrilled to see how much this is fostering the development of the country. We know that development is not a fact. Development is a process, and we are seeing the benefit of this process from what we found when we arrived in these pristine areas in what is Tete and what is now becoming. So thank you very much for your attention, and congratulations again for the event, and hope to see you here next year again.